Hi, so this is part two to a video I made last October, basically outlining in detail the current crystal routing for Gauntlet Dark Legacy. So just a quick update on the first part of this series. There have actually been some strategy changes to the first section of this game since I posted the video in October, so that does mean that at some point I will probably update that video and make a new one of some kind. Whether that's the same video with just the new crystals and some changes, I'll see. But do be aware of that. It's only minor changes, but it's something to be aware of. But anyway, I'll skip with the introduction and we'll just get straight into it now. So basically, going into Sky Shipyard, you just want to skip that cutscene, and obviously you've got your electric shield and levitate that you've been buying in the last couple of levels, and you should just be able to run through the enemies. So really quickly here, just run through these enemies and grab those two. There's crystals there. And then I'll just shoot there just to try and get rid of the spawn. But, I mean, if you've got electric shield, it's not too bad. Don't forget that yellow crystal in the corner. I've done that and ruined a run before. Then here, if you run through and then shoot that enemy up there, you can just clear out the way while you're waiting. And then kill this enemy. And then right here, if you've got potions, throw one down there. You can clear out the barrier for in a minute. And that also makes the general not in your way in a second. So then there's the crystal behind the death here, so good thing to do is get a potion shield going and then run at him to get through. You can definitely do that a bit earlier than I do there. And then there's this one through the gate here. There's also lots of keys about on this level if you need to grab them. I mean, for the purposes of this, I already had keys from when we were doing the previous section, so it was fine. And then, like, you're just going up here, you gotta wait for a second. So it's just finding places where you can shoot, basically, just to clear enemies from in front of you. But then you've got these on the stairs. And then you've got a white and a yellow hiding around here. So there's the white, and then the yellow's in the corner, and that's it. And then you just gotta follow the ones around here. There's another one hidden round the corner on the left here. There. Make sure you hit that switch. And then if you can try and throw a potion just to clear those enemies. It doesn't always work though. And also, if you have super shots still on this level from before, you can shoot to try and break the barrier that's going to come up in a second. Only if you obviously have it. I've run out of electric shield here as well. But there's a chance you might still have it, but it's not too big of a deal. It's more about the crystals, obviously. So, just get around this guy. I can't, it was a bit slow, because you can actually run across the platform there before it stops. And then, as well, you can either go around and grab those crystals first, and go around the gargoyle, or you can grab those two crystals first. The safer option is to grab the two by the gargoyle first, but just make sure you grab all of them and try not to get hit, obviously, by the gargoyle. And then there's just take a quick sharp turn after these. So here, just run through and try and get through there quickly if you can. And then that should be it for all. Like, after you've grabbed these crystals up here, that's it for the rest of the level. You should have 145 going into the last level, because there's 30 that you can pick up. So there's no more crystals at the end of this level at all. You just gotta go around, basically. And also in testing, just to bring it up, I've actually found that it's possible to get under an hour going at the end of Shipyard. So basically, the most optimum speed for a speed run now would be to get basically a 59:50 after Shipyard. Obviously, my timer on the left doesn't reflect that same time because it's the section. But yeah, so at the end of this level, you should end up having 145 of the green, 44 of the yellow, 20 of the white crystals and 5 of the black crystals at the end of this.
You are now entering the mothership.
So basically, going into this level, you've just got to look at the speed of having to hit the switches for the runestone and for the first gate at the first section here. And there's also the blade clip later on, which I'll go over. But you don't want to grab the yellow crystals and the switch here. You should be able to skip them. So, it sounds bad, but just ignore kind of how I'm doing the switches here. After this point. So you want to hit the second switch first, then hit the first switch, then the fourth switch. So you want to hit 2, 1, 4, 2. I just completely messed up the order here, but it's more about the crystal counts, which is why I just left it as it is. So yeah, if you then go around and grab the white crystal in the wall and grab the other white crystal down here in the corner, and then there's another yellow crystal you need to grab up here. Try not to hit the switch because it activates a long cutscene. And then somehow don't miss that. Don't know how I quite missed that crystal, to be honest. Yeah, so make sure you grab this in the corner to get the this to come up. And then you want to go round the side here first of all to grab the green crystals here. And then if you do it at the right time, the plane won't hit you as you go back to the landing strip section. So then you can just kind of walk back to your switch and run straight on the platform up here. And then straight on the right here, you need to hit this wall in, grab the crystal in there, and then obviously open up the white crystal that's underneath. So a lot of the crystals in this are kind of just the normal ones you'd grab. Like, it's going to start increasingly become more like that the more the runs goes on now. Because the room for optimism really is at the start. Also, fun fact, this wall, you can just run straight through it. You don't need to hit the switch on the right. If you grab the yellow crystal, so as soon as the yellow crystal icon comes up and then you turn left, you can avoid hitting the scroll as well, which saves a little bit of time. Then you hit that switch on there, and you hit 2, 5, 3. And that's the 3 switch setup to get the runestone there. It's the fastest way, obviously. I'm pretty sure there's a 3 switch setup for the first gate as well, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it. I've done it before, but I can't really replicate it. And obviously don't forget to hit all these switches to get this. I don't know how I missed the keys the first time, but you know, just go back and grab them. So if you run and grab all these crystals in your last few are in the last section here. So we're about to come up to the blade skip as well, as I've just decided to call it. So you see on the right there is the cutscene triggers. You don't have to hit the switch to activate that. There's a fairly consistent setup to get through those blades without actually having to hit the cutscene switch. Just don't forget that white crystal as well, you know. So basically, if you run at the angle I am here, you'll see your character start to jitter inside, and then as soon as he stops jittering, you can just kind of run to the right but hold forward. So you still face forward, but you just hold the control stick to the right, and you'll just pass through the right side. It sounds quite complicated, but once you get it, you'll get it consistently. Like, it's very hard to mess up once you know what you're doing with it. So then you'll have exactly 175 as you grab that last crystal. And just try and grab the yellow crystal first. And then as you kick this box in, what should happen is they should both do their attack and it should miss. And if you do that, then as you're going around, you shouldn't get knocked over at all. Then you just gotta try and clip your way back up on here. You can do some little corner skips on ledges if you kind of figure out the geometry of the ledge. So you just run back down. And I normally just end up triggering a potion here just to get through a bit easier. It doesn't work perfectly, but it does sometimes work. So yeah, then at the end of this level, you should have obviously your 175 green crystals. You should have 50 yellow, 25 of the white, and 5 of the black crystals. And obviously at the end of this level, don't forget to buy your super shot, your phoenix, and your triple shot. And also now, since the when this video was actually recorded, the footage for this, we've started using light amulets in all the boss battles as well. I don't incorporate that in the footage, but that's another thing you can start using as well if you do choose to do so. Just save time, obviously.
You are now entering Vat of the Plague Fiend. Has gained a level. Has gained a level. You have defeated the vile Plague Fiend and recovered his shard. You have found both runestones from this realm.
So yeah, I mean, it's quite self-explanatory beating the bosses, so just kind of leave that for you to watch. So with the money after this, you shouldn't have to buy anything now, obviously, with your stats, so you can kind of dump everything into Electric Shield and then put a bit of money into Levitate just to keep that stocked up at the end of every realm. About 3,000 normally will do. I kind of go a bit excessive and buy 6,000, but you only need about 3,000 per round, give or take. And then obviously your certain levels where you'll need growth for the bigger enemies, but you just do that on the levels where there's the increased enemies, basically. But yeah.
Yellow Archer. You are now entering the Acid Swamp.
So Acid Swamp is pretty much the level where no crystals are skipped anymore. There's areas you'll skip, but you won't really skip any crystals now. So make sure you go behind you and obviously grab those 3 there, and then the yellow one there. And then if you hug the wall here and charge as the general comes at you, you should be able to avoid him hitting you. And then just do a quick turn on the right. Don't need any to go through any of that stuff. Just grab all these crystals. Try and get around, basically. And then just grab those ones up there, the white crystals, obviously. And then you're just looping around at the bottom here to the left because you need to go and grab a couple of crystals that are by the gargoyle. Make sure you're standing in the middle of the last platform as well, otherwise where the key is, otherwise that last trigger won't happen for some reason. Just the way the triggers work on the platforms in this game. You have to be in the right position for them to work sometimes. So yeah, you just go back around at the top here, and then grab these ones and take a quick turn to the right to grab one there. It's just off screen, but you just got to quickly go and grab that. And if you hold to the left, you can grab another one that's just slightly off screen there. And then, yeah, just do that so I can have 9 keys when I grab this key. You don't need to do that. And then just go around up here and make sure you grab the switch. And then, as you're going into this last level, there is the option to do the two-way bridge little exploit where you trick an enemy to running onto a two-player bridge. But I've started omitting that from the run purely because it's very difficult to get to happen, and I am hesitant to even whether it does save proper time. So instead I just go for the switch like normal up on the right here. Of course, if it came to a point where we were really shaving loads of seconds off, there's the potential this could be added back into the run, but as it is right now at least, I just don't see any value in trying to trigger the two-way bridge. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. Because typically when you try and go for it, you just hit them with the electric shield. But you need to go over there to grab all the crystals on the way, basically. So you need to go there, but yeah. And then as you end this level, you should end up having 87 yellow crystals, 39 of your white, and 8 of the black crystals.
You are now entering the twisted roots of evil.
So Twisted Roots is actually quite a nice level to run through with Electric Shield. You don't need the growth. I just end up accidentally buying that through quick spamming through shop. You don't need it though. But you gotta go back around here, grab the one above the gargoyle first, then the other white crystal below him, and then go back for your crystals round there if you left them. And then just really quickly go and take the left and grab that black crystal as well. And just as you're coming up round here, grab the white crystal up there and take a shot to destroy the barrier. And there's another white crystal hiding down below that you need to grab. There's another barrier here. So this is the fun bit here. So basically, you get given an invisibility crystal after these two whites. And basically you use that, run straight through after grabbing the keys and the white crystal in the corner there. Run straight through the gate and just go round and grab the white crystal there, the black crystal and the switch to bring that black crystal up. And then as you're going back around, take the below path instead to grab all the yellow crystals that are there. Go for the gate, then take the bridge along and then grab the switch there. And that will give you obviously access to the runestone, which you need from this level. And then on the way back, you just go and grab that black crystal. And then by the time you're running through by the general and the second general by the switch to get above, you should just be running out of invisibility. And just, if you bait him to block, it just prevents him from being able to hit you, basically. I mean, I don't get it very good here, but you get the point. So you grab your runestone, quickly grab these yellow crystals before the golem blocks your way. And the one up in the corner. And then you just got to pass through the door quickly and grab these 5 white crystals as well. And then you've just got your like normal ones you need to grab here. And a suicider that's always in a bad position. And then you've got a hittable switch on the wall there to get to the exit portal. And you've got a couple of white crystals dotted about at the end as well. So just make sure you don't miss any of those. So yeah, you've got that one there in the corner. Sorry, not a couple. My bad. So yeah, at the end of this level, you should have 125 of your yellow crystals, 54 on the whites, and 12 on your black crystals.
Welcome back, Yellow Archer. You are now entering the Ancient Tree.
So with Tree, you can go into the level buying growth to help with the electric shield. Also, the shot I take at the start is to try and break a barrier later in the level. I missed it in this clip, but it just can save a little bit of time if you manage to get it, but don't spend too long on it. It's just because there's a section of the level directly across. So most of the crystals are kind of in your path. You just kind of grab them as you're going. So yeah, you just kind of grab the crystals from there and the white one around the back, and you just kind of get through the level. This general can be annoying, so sometimes I just choose to kill him. It's just based on his position, whether it's faster to kill him or try and get around him. But yeah, it doesn't matter too much if you do or not. Like, just whatever ends up being faster. That shot can just break all those spawns to prevent them from coming up later. This general is also very annoying. You want to hit the switch really quickly first and go around where, like, just behind you to the race platform. Grab these switches on the way to grab the black crystals, and then this one for later on as well. And then pull off a shot there to try and break all the spawners. And just get back through and go back to the platform you just ran across to get to this section. So go left to get that black crystal, then to the right to grab the other black crystal. And then if you're lucky, the general won't be blocking you too badly. He might hit you, but at least he's not blocking you, which is definitely worse. Pull off a shot here just to clear out the way. Grab this switch, and then try to avoid the suicider. You need to grab all these white crystals here, so it can be a bit problematic depending on what route you end up taking.
Yellow Archer has gained a level.
And then just go up here and grab that black crystal as well. And then just grab your ones there as well. And then you got a little section here so you can throw a potion, try and clear out the enemies in the next. Because you gotta wait anyway. You'll often find a lot of enemies blocking your way, so you just got to kind of learn where you need to shoot oftentimes. Don't forget that yellow at the end. And then on the right there, there's a white crystal. Don't forget that one either. That's a very easy one to forget. Quickly grab the one on the yellows on the right. And this is the platform I was trying to break at the start, because the start of the level's on the left over there. And then take a quick like walk to the left up here. And grab these 3 crystals. And then you just head back down towards the end of the level then after that. And if you've triggered this suicider earlier in the level, he shouldn't get in your way. It just depends on whether you ended up activating him earlier. So yeah, at the end of this level, you should have 162 yellow crystals, 70 white crystals, and 15 black crystals.
Has gained a level. Yellow Archer is now a level 20 veteran. You are now entering the gnarled branches.
So then, this is another level with a lot of narrow corridors. You just got to kind of navigate through them. Find some places to just pull off some shots and try and clear out enemies later on. There's also a lot of crystals hidden off on leaves and stuff you've got to go and grab. So just kind of got to pay attention where you're by. So skip this first leaf, there's nothing there, but you do need to go on this leaf and grab a black crystal right at the bottom. And then you just kind of go around here. Try and avoid the general if you can. Just got to grab a lot of these yellow crystals here. These are the last ones you're grabbing for this. You can't miss any of these at this point, so... Yeah, so you go around up there, take the right there onto the leaf and grab the black crystal. There's another one hidden there. And then as you go around here, you can line up a shot and clear all them out at once, just to make it a little bit easier. And then here you've got more just spawners in your way and a suicider, so I'd normally just charge at him because you just don't have time to really shoot. It's just faster to run at him. Then here by the general you got 2 white crystals, so if you really quickly run in and run back out while boosting, he shouldn't be able to hit you too hard. And then just throw a potion down here to clear these out of the way. It's just personal preference, some of the potion throws. Some of them can save time, most of them don't. Just to clear out a few enemies and save electric shield. So that's just me trying to clear out a couple enemies on the next screen while I'm waiting. There's a few out. And then as you're going up here, you want to fire off a shot to make the golem block as you're about to get up. Just prevents him from blocking you there. Another potion throw here, just to clear out the enemies and break the barrel. And then make sure you're waiting for your platforms, because otherwise it'll be slower. And you firing that off to try and just clear all the enemies in front of you. Again. So just avoid all this. And you got to take both of the leaves here on the right. You got to grab the one on the end. And that one there. And then this last section of the level is a lot of detouring to grab like about 10 white crystals, sorry, that are like kind of scattered about. So you got to go to the left first here before that exit portal and grab that switch, and then you got to go to the right and then also grab another switch, and then you've got to go back just to those gates and grab those 5 crystals. And if possible, you can try and avoid opening all the chests to save keys if you're worried about them. But if worst comes to worst, you have got a set of keys in the back right chest. So this one here that I open, that has some keys in there anyway. So it's not the end of the world if you open that one, because it's just extra keys. And then before you exit the level, still a few more you got to grab. You got to go through that back gate. Grab these ones, and that should be all your yellows. Take the right door there to grab that black crystal. And then you just got to go up ahead of you, and you've got 5 white crystals at the end by the gargoyle. So I typically go like to the left, but it's easier to go to the right just to avoid getting stuck on the spawner. Doesn't matter though, just grab all those crystals, and then that's the end of your yellow crystals now. So at the end of this level, you should have 200 of your yellow crystals, 85 on white crystals, and 18 black crystals at the end of that level. And then don't forget to obviously buy your super shot, your phoenix and triple shot, and your light amulet, if you're going to use the light amulet, of course. Be careful not to buy too much super shot, because you've got to burn it, obviously, at the end of this level to get through the east wing and do the clip into the next set of levels. So don't forget to get rid of that.
You are now entering the web of the Queen Spider.
So yeah, don't forget, you need to burn off the super shots at the end of this level. And also, if you grab the speed item and also pre-fire where you know the Spider Queen's going to land, it can just be a little bit faster and means you kill her a little bit quicker than normal. But yeah, after that, you're just doing the east wing clip to get into the desert realm and continue the game.
You have defeated the vicious Spider Queen and recovered her shard. You have found the one runestone from this realm. Yellow Archer has gained a level. Welcome back, Yellow Archer. You are now entering City Ruins.
So, City Ruins is another narrow level, hence why you want to grab your growth and electric shield to clear the enemies. And clear the enemies in front of you and then quickly kill this general as quickly as you can. I tend to find double bows consistent. Obviously that wastes a little bit of turbo though, so obviously use that at your discretion. Grab through this door really quickly and obviously hit the wall switch that I did. And then grab this switch as well through this door. And then run back through, head around at the top. And just quickly go back and grab those 2 black crystals in the first door. Bit of a detour, but obviously you need all the crystals, so... there's keys in that little part I just ran past if you need them. There's also a set of keys here that I always go for because they're right there. And another key in the corner there, which I normally go for as well. And then you just gotta go around this way and head up the elevator. Nothing else in that section that you need to worry about. And then if you quickly run around the general as he's swiping, grab the white crystal there. That's one you can miss quite easy. Grab these, and then on the left there's a black crystal under the stairs you can very easily miss. Hit this switch really quick, and then let that open, and you're going to grab them on the way back for the grabbing the runestone. So this switch here you need to grab to open up this wall. And to avoid the gargoyle, try and hit the edges of the walls so that you're not really going to be in his collision, and he's not going to be able to hit you. Just gotta try and run really quick around him, basically. And then, as you've hit that switch, you can obviously go back and grab the runestone back there. Pretty much hug the top wall afterwards, basically. And then there's another switch, a black crystal and a switch there. And then another black crystal behind some stairs there that you need to grab. So don't forget about all of that. And then grab these by the golem really quickly. Hit down the wall. And then as you're about to go up the stairs, take a left just to grab a white crystal in the corner. And then take another left round here just to grab these 4 crystals on this little bit of rubble. And there's another invisibility here, so you want to use that to your advantage at the end of the level to kind of get through a general that's blocking the exit. He won't really be able to see where you are and get alerted to you at all. So you just want to go around and up. And then quickly grab this black crystal by the exit portal before the general sees you. And that's the end of the level. So, at the end of this level, you should have 119 white crystals and 28 black crystals at the end of that level.
Welcome back, Yellow Archer. You are now entering the Temple of the Magi.
So Temple of the Magi used to be my least favourite level of this entire game. I don't mind it so much anymore. There's other levels I definitely hate more than this now. You want to quickly grab the crystal on the right and the electric shield. Run over the bridges and just grab all these crystals on the way. Should have a bit of invisibility from the last level still. It should last you till that white crystal really. Just depends on how quick you've been. And you just quickly run through, clearing this all out of the way. Watch the suicide as you're going around. And then you can do a nice little switch boost here as well. Switch boosts are quite inconsistent on which ones are worth going for, so yeah, I mean, just kind of do them where they're convenient, basically, if you're about to run ahead of it. You can't really avoid that scroll, unfortunately. There's no real way to avoid that. That's just to avoid taking loads of damage from the archer. And this is a section which has a lot of black crystals in the walls, so try and pay attention if you're following along. So you got one white crystal in the corner there. You've also got a black crystal behind these red explosive barrels, and then another set right next to it, next to a switch. Don't hit that switch in the wall, but grab this switch that's by the statue, so after the red barrels. and that'll open up the next section. You can just run straight across. That's all you have to do in that section. It's not so bad. This is the real bad section. You got to grab these white crystals really quick. Try not to miss any of them, because you'll definitely waste time trying to grab them. So you need to follow a pretty specific path here. Grab these white crystals here. Take the bottom path round to the bottom right corner. Up, grab this white crystal. Go along. And either grab the white crystal straight away like I do. Or you can go and activate the golems and trap them in the pit there. But it's faster to just grab the white crystals and then make them block by doing a power attack. And then just hit the switch really quick there. Grab those white crystals all around up there. You should grab 5 basically there, and 3 black crystals that are on the little pedestal, and basically that's it entirely. So at the end of that level, you should have 155 white crystals and 37 black crystals.
You are now entering the Mystic Pyramid.
And Pyramid is kind of just another level with a lot of switches that you have to grab. There's also some crystals that are hidden. So one right at the start here, around the back of the pillar, that you want to grab is that little black crystal there, hiding around the back. And you don't want to grab those white crystals straight away, because you need to run down there after some switches that you're going to hit first. So, first of all, grab this one, which raises the platform that you then go to after this key door. And you want to try and switch boost down the ramp. Can save a little bit of time. But then, sometimes this ramp goes straight away. Sometimes it takes a second. It's random. I have no idea why it does that. But then you grab that switch up the top, and then you go through that door and get the tri-shot and the other little switch. And now you can go back and grab all the white crystals and the black crystals that are by where you'd normally grab the Spider Queen boss item. But we're not obviously going for that. Yeah, don't forget any of the white crystals there. And then as you're going up here, you want to go to the right first and grab these doors. So basically hit the switch there, and then also grab the wall switch as well for later on in the level. And if you go around and grab that switch, that allows you to get out of the bottom section of the pyramid and go around the outside. Yeah, so just grab that switch and then go to the right here by the generator and grab that crystal, and then another one on the right there by the other switch. There's a lot of switch pulling in this level. You just kind of have to like try and be efficient in like the movement. That's the key, I guess. I mean, in general it is, but especially in this level. And a little thing that's kind of persisted since any % where food is important is because you got so much time on this little cutscene, you got enough time to run back and grab that meat, and then you can run up here and kind of just grab those. Keep going through the level. So don't go up, go to the left first and hit this switch. You need to grab this switch. That little switch boost can just mean you get around the suicider a bit faster if it's right there. And then go through this door first as well, and then go down and grab this switch. And then go round to the right and grab this switch there. And now go through the door on the bottom and grab the 4 crystals on the little pillar. And the black crystal that we raised earlier and the one in the corner. Try and avoid that switch if you can, because it just activates a cutscene at the end of the level that you don't want. And make sure on the way out you grab this switch that's all the way in the right hand corner. And now you're going to follow up the pyramid more. You don't need anything else from this section. Just go straight up. And try and take the right and avoid the general. And the golem as well. And then you got your white crystals as you're going up here. Yeah, that general can block you sometimes. Don't miss those crystals. I have done that before and it's so painful. I've missed that one because the general was blocking it. It's very painful. So up round on the left, you gotta hit that switch first before you can go up. And then this, you can't get around that generator for some reason, so you have to blow it up, which is why it's good to not have super shot. Then quickly grab these 2 black crystals at the end, and that's it. That's the end of the level. So at the end of that level, you should have 191 white crystals and 47 black crystals.
Yellow Archer has gained a level. You are now entering the tombs of the undead.
So having growth electric shield for this level just, again, allows you to run through the bigger enemies that appear in this level. So make sure you're grabbing that basically when you need top-ups, because as you get to these last few rounds, most of the default enemies as well are like impossible to kill. So go around and grab that switch first of all. And then if you need keys, there's an extra set here. And then up top, you got 3 white crystals you want to grab first. And then take the left of the stairs. And grab the extra set of keys, if you need them. And do a little switch boost there, just to get a bit forward. Hit the switch and go through. You want to go up first, before you do anything. So you need to go up, but don't keep going through the level yet. Go around the bottom, and hit this switch here. And now go back down the elevator you just came up. And to the left, there's a new door that's opened with a couple new crystals that you need to grab. You can do a little switch boost there just to open the door and you don't have to wait for it then. Probably not worth doing. Probably more of a swag strat than actual strat. Yeah, go back up and then jump on the platform, the slope there, sorry. And just grab these... the switch at the end. And as you're going around here, try to avoid triggering the gargoyles. Best way to do that is to just kind of stay out of the camera angle where you can see them, because otherwise that'll happen. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by them. Bit of a waste of time. Take the right here through this door, and you got 3 white crystals you need to grab in here. And then you got another 4 surrounded by with a key in the center. So then here, there's 3 suiciders in a row. There's one on the ramp here, and if you do a little power attack, you can hit all of them without getting near them. And you got 2 up there, and obviously your invisibility crystal you can grab at the end as well, if you just want to, you know, try and keep the enemies out of your way. And then going through here, there's a nice little switch boost you can do again. Probably one of the best levels for switch boosts. Quite a few you can do if you know they're about to come. So don't take the door like through to the right or anything like that yet, because you need to go back again and grab more. There's a black crystal behind that pillar at the back, don't forget that. And then here I was trying to set up a nice little trick you can do where you can skip a cutscene. I ended up missing the target switch somehow, which was unfortunate. But basically, it's the same as Mausoleum. But we have routed out that crystal in Mausoleum now, the blue crystal you normally grab, but don't worry about that. We have technically routed that out though now, but I'll explain that another time. So you got 3 black crystals in here. And then if you go up to the right, round here, now you can go through to the last section of the level. Take the left first of all, because you've got a black crystal and a key hidden back there. And then these 2 doors here, grab that switch. And then there's a golem kind of blocking the switch, so the best thing to do is try and wake him up, get him to come out a little bit, make him power attack, and then run around the side of him. And then very quickly before he realises what's happening, run around him. If not, just do a quick like combo, a kick, attack, and it'll like push him back a little bit, give you a bit of room. And then you just go down through this door here and grab the 2 black crystals, and then grab these 5 white crystals. This general here is kind of hard to avoid, but if you just like attack him with a power attack or something, he'll block and you can get around. And then there's just 5 more to the right before you hit the exit portal, so just here. And then you'll hit the exit portal, and that's the end of the desert realm. So the crystal count at the end of this level is 225 white now, and your 59 black crystals. And don't forget to get your boss equipment as usual, and I'll see you after Gino.
You are now entering the Genie's Sanctum. Yellow Archer. You have defeated the terrible Genie and recovered his shard. You have found the one runestone from this realm. Yellow Archer has gained a level. Welcome back, Yellow Archer. You are now entering Arctic Docks.
So Arctic Docks is a level where you don't really need growth, but you can have it if obviously you just really want to make sure you're getting through enemies. Not entirely required, but it could potentially save time. There's not too many like fully fledged enemies. So yeah, there's the black crystal on the boat obviously behind the wall, and then you just want to quickly grab that switch there for the key later on, because you're going to run low on keys at this point in the game, so it's getting important now where you're picking your keys up from. You got a black crystal round the side there, as you see. And also you need to turn right here before you go through the level, because there's a black crystal behind a gate. Literally just one crystal. Just there. I feel like that crystal's such an afterthought. Like, it's just kind of there. Yeah, and if you take the right there as well, you'll avoid getting hit by the gargoyle, which is nice. But the keys you definitely want to be grabbing. So you grab those 3 black crystals there. You can get around that generator occasionally, but it doesn't always work. Depends on your collision. So you can just shoot it. You got 2 black crystals there. Don't miss those. They're kind of obscured by the generator and the enemies, but you don't want to miss them. Grab this door really quickly, because you need to go through there in a sec. But you need to first grab the switch, which is hidden in the wall. and you've got 2 black crystals there, and there's a general guarding them. So depending on where he is, you can just kind of shoot him back and then block him out of the way with your electric shield and grab those 2 crystals really quick. And you got 3 on the decline, and you got a Suicider. And round to the right here, you've got another few you just want to grab on the way round, and then take the straight path down. And don't forget this one behind the pillar. There's one just obscured there. I sometimes use mid-level tracking to make sure I'm getting the right amount of crystals. So basically, as you're coming up to this section, you should have 83, and as you shoot these sections, you should have 84. It's good to use in level tracking to kind of know you're definitely on the right pace, and with your crystals. It's good to internalize if you can. And you've got another one up here in the crate. And then really quickly, just grab the crystals that are kind of on the track here and shoot through there and hit that switch. Saves a key. And you can actually go round the post. You don't really need to go all the way around the generator, but yeah, you can grab that crystal. And then as you're heading up here, it's kind of unavoidable to get hit by the cart. You just gotta predict when to boost, and boosting basically means you can not get completely hit over by the minecart. And make sure you're grabbing all these black crystals that are on the minecart tracks here, and then just miss that mini minecart. And you can kind of get around that Suicider sometimes. And obviously don't forget the black crystal that I grabbed down there before the Suicider. And then as you're heading up here, there's more kind of in your way, which is a nice place to have growth for if you want to kind of hug the wall and get through all these enemies. And you can kind of get around the Suicider if you want to, doesn't really matter. And take this gate here, because you need to grab these ones that are by the wall. And make sure you have a key for the end of the level, because there is a gate at the end that you really need to go through. If you don't have keys for whatever reason after the end of this level, because that has happened to me, there is a set of keys in a barrel on this track that I'm walking on right now. So if you kept walking basically up here, there's a barrel that you can break. You can kind of see it there by the green barrel. That has a key in it that you can grab just to open this gate if you really need one. But you should just grab those crystals at the top there. And then that's it for this level. So at the end of docks, you should end up basically having 107 black crystals. And we're getting close to the end of this segment, which has got one more level left, which is now my least favourite level. So it's a good one to end on, I suppose. You can hear me moan about it a lot.
You are now entering Frozen Camp.
So now it's my least favourite level, Camp. It's my new least favourite level after speedrunning this game for a while. Yeah, growth helps. Again, up to you whether you want to buy it. I normally don't for this level, just because there's not many in your way. You just can boost through them. Yeah, try and avoid getting hit by the general if you can. So if you take the above path here, you can grab these black crystals that are around here. This is a prime level to miss them in, so you need to really get used to them in this level because they are really obscured behind objects and such. And the camera doesn't swing to see them. And that right there is why I hate this level, because there's minecarts everywhere and you can't block them, you can't wait for them, there's nothing you can do, and there's no way to avoid them half the time. So yeah, you'll start hating this level if you play this game a lot. Make sure to grab that black crystal that's behind by the switch there. And again, you should have just to help reinforce how many you should have. You should have 129 by the time you hit that switch. Don't hit that switch there, don't need it. So grab these ones here. And then as you're about to go into the section here, quickly take the left around the gargoyle and hit the switch. And then grab the switch inside that little section there, because we need to grab a runestone in this level. And quickly, if you're quick enough, you can hit the gargoyle back with the electric shield and get through. it just depends on whether he's gotten close to you or not. But you can head around up there, hopefully not get hit by the gargoyle like I do, and grab this switch that's on the floor here. And head round to the top and grab the second switch. Well, the second switch that's actually in by the runestone. And then there's the runestone and the 3 crystals up there. And then you just want to quickly run across before you get hit by a minecart and grab these crystals to the left of the polar bear golem thing that's for some reason like the only realm where you get unique golem textures. In every other realm you don't get anything like that. It's kind of cool. You need to hit that switch unfortunately to grab that black crystal, that single black crystal for a cutscene. If there was any extra black crystals I'd definitely cut that one out. That one's just really annoying. And then you need to just run up here. And don't forget that black crystal up by the post there. That one's really hidden. I've missed that one more than one time. And take the right side so you don't get hit by anything and run through that guy. Wait for a minecart to come so then you can run along. And then by the time you get there, you should have one go there. You're going to have to go through one here, possibly 2. If you're quick enough, it should just be 1 though for that section. Just to grab this switch up here, basically. And then very, very quickly, before any of the minecarts come, run up and along. And this section here that's coming up now is the only section where you need to take a red light to get to some crystals. So you need to take the up above here and grab these 3 black crystals kind of hidden on the track. And then if you're of good timing, you should be able to get there before the minecart hits you. I messed up. And then this is another section where you're going to get hit by a minecart, so you just have to predict it. Like, the minimum amount of times you get hit by minecarts is literally twice. It's the minimum amount you get hit in this level. There's no way to avoid it. So yeah, that should basically be the end of your crystal count for the second half of this game, and should leave you on 151 black crystals at the end of this section of the game. So I don't think there's a ton to comment on after this section. I'm not going to compare splits like I did in the first episode compared to the 2 other runs, purely because I think looking back it's redundant to even do that. It's more that I think this series of videos is to do with just like mapping out the run as it currently stands and kind of demonstrating at least the crystal routing quite solid. I mean, for a more concrete look into optimizing movement and other strategies, the best thing I would recommend is to either come along to a live stream when I'm speedrunning at Twitch, or to start picking up the game yourself, and over time you will start learning the movement a bit more, because it's kind of redundant me explaining movement when that's something you really need to learn yourself. But crystal routing, for sure, these videos help, I think, significantly with that, and that's obviously why I'm doing them. So yeah, part 3 will definitely come out a lot sooner than this part did. Looking forward to showing you that, and yeah, I'll see you in part 3.